Hip Hop Citizen, let's go. I cook it up. Do the beat, set fire to loose leaf, pursue beats, shoot speak, cock the hammer to two-piece, put you to sleep. Man, y'all cats better wake up. Informants overrunning this game, rocking that makeup, it's horrifying that. We glorifying rats, they taking aim at the culture. I hit the floor and fire back, I won't aim twice, my aim nice. I grew up in the system, the distant man, and they tricking with game dice. Snake eyes, snake lies, take lives in plain sight. They bad with it bad, man, them bastards ain't right. Snuffing our youth before they produce and take flight. Ain't nothing left to do except fight. Unify, collaborate, we worth more than the average rate. We waiting for justice for getting raped by the magistrate. Profit from prison, they trying to stop us from living. You watch CNN and Fox, you can't rock with the vision. That's a plot for division, landmine for mankind. Style cop, style out, be controlling your damn mind. And seeing ain't believing, yo, fuck it, my man fine. Then stand blind. But yo, I'ma keep it moving. There's too much room for improvement, supporting the movement. I breathe life while y'all abuse it. This is 99% for the culture, 1 for the music. Y'all talk a good grip, but don't do shit. Yeah, A7, Hip Hop Citizen. Check us out for the culture.
Yeah. What's up? Welcome to Hip Hop Citizen.
Yo, 2021, baby. Yo, Happy New Year. Happy New Year's.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? I'm Dialect 718. My co-host, Don Juan the Mac.
Don Juan the Mac. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, and I'm the podcast terrorist.
David Simon.
Better known as David Simonism.
Yeah. And that was A7. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all like that introduction to that Hip Hop Citizen, baby.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Jay Cruz in the chat room.
Yo, shout out to Jay Cruz, man. Pro Quo, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, dope show, by the way. Pro Quo show. You know what I'm saying? Hip Hop Citizen, man. We seen some big numbers this year, man. It's been big, man. Appreciate everyone's success, man. Thank you for everyone that's tuning in, man. We've seen millions, man. I don't know if y'all seen millions of anything, but we damn sure seen millions of viewers, man. We like to owe it all to you too, man. Thank you all, man. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know we just closed out 2020, man. Everybody, you know, they thought 2021 was going to be like a better year than 2020. But, you know, this week, we kind of had a big incident take place, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Down in the Capitol.
Shout out to Sandra Robinson. Happy New Year to you. You know, we're going to turn all the way up. Thank you for tuning in, Hip Hop Citizen. Hit that share, Sandra.
Yeah, man. So, what's been going on, Don Juan, man? Other than, you know, producing new shows on Hip Hop Citizen.
Yo, you know how we do, Dialect, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say thank you, brother, man, for being an inspiration, man. You know what I'm saying? Without you, man, I don't think we'd be where we are today, man.
Yeah, man. Same here, man. This was, like I said, your idea. You came up with this, years ago, man.
Hey, man, yo, you know what I'm saying? You told us to keep pushing, man, and we pushing, man. Here we are. You never knew. We never knew, man, that we'd take it this far, man. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Shout out to John Hart, man. Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year to you, John, man. Shout out to Atlanta, man. You know you've been carrying Atlanta with you the whole time, man. You and Dialect on the low. Dialect still Brooklyn, though.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, I'm worldwide, man. Let's say that. Word, man. So, yeah, man. Tell people what we got planned for 2020, 2021, man.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? In short, as they always say, Dialect, you know what I'm saying? You know, so we want to let the cat out the bag. But in short, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do more. I think what we're doing, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, but we're going to multiply that, Dialect. You know what I'm saying? We're going to multiply it by 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? More shows, you know what I'm saying? If you know someone, Dialect, yo, tell them to holler at us, man. You know someone with eye candy, you know what I'm saying? Cute shorty out there, someone with a cute face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Pro Lyrical and Jay Cruz, man, with a Pro Quo show, man. They've been going strong for like what, the past 5 weeks, man. Yeah, man. I've been keeping up with the shows, man.
Man, look, I'm gonna say
Great guest, great conversation.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? They've had I think a rapping pastor. You know, of course, Professor Lyrical is also I think a pretty dope MC myself. 30,000 plus views on YouTube and growing.
Yeah.
Oh man, the guest, like you say, Dialect, man, phenomenal guest. What happened to David?
Huh?
What happened to David?
I don't know. David Simon, where you at, man?
David's giving us the cue ball, the eight ball look.
Yeah, man. So we just gotta wait for Architect 7. So yeah, let's just jump into our first topic, man.
Yeah. Well,
I know, man. It's something happened in your hometown this week, man. Washington D.C., man.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? DC, man. Look, DC belongs to everyone, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's kind of weird, right? You know what I'm saying? I think if Architect was here, he'll probably tell you, you know, usually when something like this is about to go down, the natives to the city, they know not to mess around. In fact, one of the things I like about DC Mayor, what's the mayor? Maria Browser, is that her name?
I'm not familiar, man. I haven't been in DC
I haven't been in DC in a while myself. But one thing that the mayor said, I think that's key here. She said that, you know, once you come to DC, go back to wherever you come from or wherever your state, and that's key, because you know what the mayor knows is that you're an American somewhere and you're coming from a U.S. state somewhere. And she's like, take that shit back to your state.
Yeah, man.
I thought that was pretty important point.
All right, man. So Dave, what do you think about the events that took place this week, man, at the Capitol?
Where do I begin? Racism is alive and well in America. The object of their desires was to destroy the democracy that allowed this very state you live in to elect a black senator as well as a senator that is Jewish, a Judaism religion. What is a worshiper?
Yeah,
and these are the anti theories in Georgia. They don't like those type of individuals, those people, the blacks and the Jews. So
allegedly.
Say again?
I said allegedly.
Allegedly. So pretty much that Wednesday morning, they were riled up and they were ready to attack. Congratulations to Mr. Warnock and Asif, I think the other guy name is.
Yeah.
Congratulations to both of them. Congratulations to the Stacey Abrams, who proved to be a true activist and voter registration.
Hey, Dave, you know what I'm saying? Let's not underscore that enough, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's a phenomenal asset that's going on out there in Georgia. And I'm pretty sure there are many people who will storm the Capitol that would disagree with me.
That fueled the entire incident, I believe.
You know what happened in Georgia? I'll tell you what happened. You guys probably weren't privy to this information, but we've been getting text messages, my wife and I, like 20 text messages a day with people telling us to go out and vote, even after we voted with mail-in ballots. Like, you know, one of the messages even said, "Hey, fam." You know, I was like, "What? Hey, fam." How do they know what ethnicity I am? You know what I'm saying? It's like every day. Then they were like a whole bunch of commercials talking about the radical left. If the left takes over, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be the end of the world. It was like we were just getting bombarded with those messages, man. So it's like you had to go out and vote just so people could stop sending you those text messages.
You wanted to block them like they were telling you your car warranty was running out.
It was annoying, man.
Yes.
But, you know,
it spearheaded what occurred Tuesday day, the runoff. That was tremendous. It was a marathon. It wasn't a sprint. And those two gentlemen, they maintained what they had to do. Stacey Abrams maintained what they had to do. Applaud Georgia. Mr. Hart, I'm sure you voted more than once, I hope. And it happened. And the eruption that occurred Wednesday was from those events. So you can describe what occurred as a racist act, a terrorist act. They were pretty much firebombing a house or a burning a cross. They erected a noose. They did everything except wore the Klansmen uniforms, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think all of them are racist, but I mean, there were some racist things that took place there. Like definitely, this noose right here was definitely a symbol of racism.
If you're with the crowd that's doing the dialect, you are a part of it. You may not be a racist, but you are now.
I mean, I don't know if I wouldn't call all of them racist though, man.
If they were there and celebrating, they were a part. If you're at a bonfire, you're gonna get burnt. You're gonna get warm, or you're gonna feel the flames. Is what I'm saying. Dialect.
Yeah, but I mean,
whoa. I'm not gonna get burnt. I'm not gonna get burnt from at a bonfire.
But yo,
don't be there then.
There was this young brother right here though, man. I don't think he was racist, man. I think he could. That's like Crispus Attucks right there. I think he considers himself a patriot.
Wait a minute, Crispus Attucks.
What was he doing there?
Huh?
What was he doing there?
I don't know, man. The brother looked lost, man. The brother looked like he got off at LaFont Plaza.
Hey, man, you know how it is, man. He was walking. He happened to be walking in D.C. He was like, yo, they loot. He said they walking in there. He said they getting TVs and books.
He turned to somebody like, hey, man, where Georgia Avenue at, man? He looked like he was lost, man.
Okay, and for that purpose alone, then he's not racist. He's just stupid because he shouldn't have been there photographed with the individuals that would be classified as terrorists. So is he a terrorist?
Wait a minute, David. There's a congressman, a congressman elect. He's not a congressman yet.
That's right.
He was there on the building, and his lawyer says that he was there because he was an independent journalist.
And what occurred to him? He was arrested.
Well, the argument, though, he was an independent journalist. This brother was an independent journalist. I'm pretty sure he had a block.
That brother, as an independent journalist, when they were hunkering down the bunkers, they took all of the journalists that were supposed to be there that had the credentials. They put them in a secret bunker, as well as the House and Senate. So, if he was a part of the news corps or court or a part of the credential press, then he would have been also escorted into a bunker for safety and not photographed out there with the terrorists.
Yeah, I'm with John Harp on this, man. He may have been the feds himself, man. Maybe he was the feds.
Yo, but speaking of the feds, like when they had the whole, I won't call it the Black Lives Matter protest because there were like other people mixed in that protest as well that weren't really BLM. But at the end of the day, it was like, what was up with the security on Wednesday, man? It was like, how you just let a group of random individuals storm the Capitol like that? You know what I'm saying?
That was some prison shit, man. They was like, yo, I'm gonna tell Pablo to take a nap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you look at this image right here, they were saying like the Capitol during the BLM protest, they had the armed guards there. And it's like on Wednesday, they had Ben Stiller from Night at the Museum and Paul Bart, you know what I'm saying, doing security, man.
Hey, man, yo, we got a video. Yo, I don't know, man. You got a video of that Paul Bart? We got some real clips of that, right?
Some real clips? Yeah, I got a clip of
It looked just like that, though. Let's be real. Imagine this. You know how the Capitol Police are. It's a bunch of brothers there. You know what I'm saying? They saw a mob of angry white people coming towards them. What would you do? Do you shoot or do you run?
That photograph of the National Guard there for Black Lives Matter was there to escort the president to church. So they weren't actually there to impede the protests or rioting or looting, whatever Black Lives Matter were planning. They weren't there for that. They were only there to escort the president to church and back, which made no sense because he wasn't a church goer, but yet he erected the National Guard just so he can go to church that particular day because he knew it was going to be a protest or a movement by the Black Lives Matter. You see that guy running? That was
let me bring that back.
Right there.
He was running, bro. That's Paul Bart.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if this is a Capitol policeman or a DC policeman.
Man, that's Capitol Police, dog.
But look at this cat, man. It's like
he got a stick.
And he didn't even have backup, man. So I wonder if like some of these guards or the cops hit on it, man. Nobody came for backup. But it's one brother playing music loud. You got 6 cops.
Yeah, and they angry too. They're upset. Look at them. They're like, yo, we're gonna get him.
Yo, it took 6 cops in Alexandria, Virginia over 20 years ago to ask me a simple question.
Man,
You have me surrounded. You know what I'm saying? And here you have a mob of people that's possibly armed. And this dude is running, man. He's running, man.
But this guy's clearly military because he's able to get up them stairs very agile. And he also
did you guys see that shove? The guy didn't even budge. Look at the defiance, man. That dude is like, yo, man, I'm coming.
Well, I'm sure they were told not to engage.
Wow.
Yeah, you know. I mean, you know, Dave, I don't know if you've ever been stopped and frisked in New York. It happened to me a couple times. Just for something as simple as just walking down the block. You know what I'm saying? And they're not that lenient. You know what I'm saying? Here are people basically attacking the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? And they get the nice treatment.
But Dialect, what we learned from the authorities of America is that numbers win the war. And they were outnumbered. So they basically couldn't do. I mean, I read a joke on one of these social media platforms where the man walks in a bar with a loaded rifle and he says, "I'm here to shoot the man that slept with my wife." And one guy stood up and said, "You don't have enough bullets." So that's the whole point right there. They didn't have enough bullets to maintain order there.
Right. It's one thing.
I disagree, man, because those protests that happened over the summertime of 2020, they were massive and they came prepared. Yeah. They had intel to know that there was going to be this type of hostile crowd out there, and nothing was done. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was done.
Sure enough.
I don't want to hear how they were outmanned. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's one brother,
but Dialect, think for a second. Imagine on the I Have a Dream speech, if Martin Luther King turned around and said, "Take the House, take the White House, take the Capitol right now," because that's exactly what Donald Trump did. He riled them up. He got him in his base there on the lawn, and he riled them up and he sent them to attack the Capitol. So basically, if Martin Luther King would have did the same thing, we might be running things right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure enough.
Nah. They would have took some black people out, man.
Well, look, somebody did get taken out. I mean, somebody did get the black person treatment. I mean, somebody lost their life trying to be black.
I mean, you know, shout out, just like with the election, man. Shout out to black women again, man. While that cop was running away, you know, there's this clip right here. Not condoning violence.
No, why is she bleeding? Who hit you? Who hit you? The black girl. Move to the side. What?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I don't condone violence, but like I said, she didn't. You know,
you're supposed to play that, man. I wanted to see all that now, but you're right.
I didn't realize how gory it was, how gruesome it was.
The Facebook bots, they be all over us, man.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, not saying. I guess she hit her because she put her hands on her during COVID. You know what I'm saying? Self-defense. But the other cop, he just ran away, man. He could have put his arms up by the door to stop them from coming in, but he was running.
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
What happened to the warning shot? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Or even banging the stick. I mean, swinging a stick or something. He didn't even try to swing the stick.
Oh, damn, somebody said she popped up for 100 generations of oppression.
Hey man, is it too early to talk about that the twisted tea?
We arrived here, I believe, in the 1600s, right?
What's that?
1500s. When we arrived to American soil.
1500s. No, we talked about that. It was 1650 or 16 something.
Okay, so then it was 350 years of oppression she was fighting. 400 years.
1617.
Oh yeah, she said 100 years. I was like, wow, yes.
Yeah, that's not enough. We're only been free 100 years.
Yeah, she said 100 generations. She said 100 generations.
100 generations. Okay, 100 generations. Okay.
Not 100 years.
Makes sense.
I got you, Lila. I got you.
Yes.
Yeah, before we go on, I just want to play a little video for intermission real quick.
We're totally insane.
They pushed me out and paced me.
Yeah, I found that funny.
Yo, I found that absolutely funny, man. Of course, dialect that comes from the original clip of a lady who got interviewed, and she was interviewed, and they said, "Hey, why did you go into the Capitol building?" And I think she responded,
"Oh yeah. She's trying to start a revolution."
She tried to start a revolution. She wanted to meet Ronald Reagan, and she wanted to see Ronald Reagan and almost met him.
You don't know if you saw there was a lady who tried to scale the walls. She got close to the top, and then she just took a hard fall. I wonder what happened to her, man. That was like a hard fall, man. That was like 3 stories high, man.
You see, what's the underlying factor in this whole thing is, and they must, all those that charge the Capitol, sit down and think about, was the job of presidency because a black man did it. Everybody can't fucking do it,
man. Look.
So don't just think because that black man was successful or minor successful or whatever, even failed. No one was as bad as Trump was as president. Look. Not even George Bush Jr., and he was horrific. And
all I keep thinking is about President Barack Obama. He has to be thinking, I could have been a much blacker president if I knew that Trump was going to be this way.
Again, like the Martin Luther King analogy I used. Barack could have stood up there and say, "Blacks rise up right now, and we're going to take this country."
I mean, it was just insane to see the amount of things that these quote unquote patriots got away with, man.
No one can anything. Those debts will be answered according to Speaker Pelosi.
Oh man,
this gentleman right here, man, talk about disrespect, man. Had his feet up on, he was on some Rick James, fuck your couch type shit right here, man. You know what I'm saying? He got his foot all on the desk on presidential documents. He took a mail.
Look, not only that, the American flag is just laying down like that. You should be arrested just for the American flag just be laying on the ground like that. I think that's his crime.
I mean, all jokes aside, if those Capitol Police were in on it, and the guard was in on it, I just want to say that all the senators were in that one room. They let them get so close that somebody could have had a pipe bomb.
Man, look.
Could have been a suicide bomber, and took out half the government. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It's like you got to think about those things before you let something like this happen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's beyond belief.
Yeah, it's like the amount of things these people got away with is absolutely ridiculous.
Dialect, I met you in DC, and anyone that's been in DC knows you can't get around that building without somebody being around you.
Yeah, like I think I mentioned this before. There was an African American woman with her child in the car. I think she was suffering from a nervous breakdown, and she drove on the Capitol lawn, if I'm not mistaken. They shot her on sight, killed her. One woman. You know what I'm saying? They killed her. They didn't shoot her tires out. They shot to kill.
Wow.
So you mean to tell me all these people could just run up in there, ransack the Capitol building, throw documents all around? Some documents were even stolen.
I remember that, Dialect. I remember that quite clearly. The young lady, they shot her. They said that she was crazy, and as it turns out, she had a mental problem. But they didn't even give her a chance. She drove around a couple circles.
They shot her right away. Her car could have lost control.
Yeah, just a shame. We see you, Carl Ramsey. We hear you.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, that's just ridiculous, man. What took place, man? And they had other countries looking at us. You know what I'm saying? Just saying this was horrible. Some Republicans turned against the former president, or what I guess you call him the sitting president, right?
Barely there. They took away his access.
I don't know if you guys remember in the situation that happened in Rwanda. I think they even charged the people with crimes, the ones that were on the radio instigating it. So I think, what do you guys think about Trump going on social media, kind of fueling this fire? Should he be held accountable?
Well, I think that's the thing. But, social media is already holding him accountable for what I believe. Last I checked, I think they banned his Twitter account from roughly 85 million followers, and they banned his Twitter account. I think That's the thing. Private industry has to take care of its leadership. And in this case, America is no different from Russia or any other country. And that's what we're seeing here. Zuckerberg pulled the plug on his Twitter or whoever. Why now, though? Why in the ninth inning? You guys had a chance to do this all along. Shout out to Angela, who's getting feedback from Dave's mic. Are you all right, Dave?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah,
All right.
it's no
My
feedback.
computer keeps muting my mic.
Yeah, it wasn't Dave. I think that's just the platform. Yeah, man, but I was just amazed at what these quote unquote protesters were allowed to get away with. I was just amazed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy.
Justice process.
It's crazy because cops were beating people with billy clubs back in the 1960s just for sitting in restaurants. You know what I'm saying? This is the Capitol building. That was an act of treason. You know what I'm saying? And law enforcement was it looked like they were helping people get in. I don't have the footage.
Yeah.
But I saw some of them moving the fences. I saw some of them taking selfies with the quote unquote protesters.
Bottom line is the old saying, the tree of liberty must be fed with the blood of America or patriots sometimes. And that's what occurred Wednesday, unfortunately. There was some patriot blood spilled, and the tree of liberty stands stronger today than it did.
Don't call them patriots. Are you calling them who? Where are the patriots?
I said quote unquote.
The security guards that died trying to prevent these hooligans and thugs from taking the Capitol. Those are the patriots' blood that spilled.
Okay.
Somebody says, what did John say? John Harp?
It says Harp says slippery slope. There's plenty of wild leaders with Twitter accounts. They say wild stuff, basically, quote unquote, all the time.
Joe Walsh.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what other leader is more influential than that of the U.S. American presidential leader with a Twitter account? I mean,
they got him in the office, and eventually, and maybe they were the ones that got him out, that got him put out.
Yeah. Lila says, I saw with my own eyes. They were being ushered in like they held beasts at bay for as long as they could. They opened the gate to allow them in to run wild. Exactly, Lila. That's what I'm talking about. Where you calling in from, Lila? Where you from, Lila? Tell us the city.
But another thing I didn't like is that I remember back when John McCain lost the election to President Obama. And he conceded so gracefully. You know what I'm saying? He went up there, people tried to boo him. He said, don't boo him. And he explained how important it was to the country and to the African-American community. You know what I'm saying? He just conceded with grace. Trump, up to now, he said he's not going to attend the inauguration. He finally conceded, you know what I'm saying, after he realized how crazy things have gotten. But what do you guys think of that? You know, just being like a sore loser, then going on calling somebody, I forgot who it was in Georgia. I think it was Raffensperger, telling them, hey, I just need 12,000 votes. You can't give me 12,000 votes?
11,700. He had an exact account of what he needed. And listen, I think at the end of Wednesday evening, I think that was the first time Trump seemed contrite. He was embarrassed. He was apologetic for what occurred, and that led to him conceding. Finally, we don't know if there was going to be a peaceful transfer of power if Wednesday didn't erupt. It was pre-ejaculation protest that occurred, or they could have ruined the inauguration, or periods afterwards.
A pre-ejaculation precursor. That's an interesting description there, Dave. Angela says she disagrees, man. John McCain was disrespectful.
Like I said he conceded gracefully. That's what I said. His concession speech was a great concession speech, and he conceded in a manner, in the way every politician should concede when they lose an election, fairly. I mean, that's all I said. That's all I know about the situation. You know,
I never knew how to spell that word. There's too many letters.
Wow, I'm impressed, Angela. You know, so that is it. Yeah, I never knew how to spell the word either. Now I know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of celebrities, chimed in on what happened. But one, let me pull up this video. This was like a big video on our Facebook page from Michael Rappaport. So I just want to play this real quick.
I like Michael.
Yo, let me tell you something. Rodney King, George Floyd, all the other people who have been abused, killed, harassed by the cops, black people, for nothing, for jack shit. These motherfuckers are. Look at this shit. If this was black people, these would be dead bodies. This is a fucking shame, a shanda. Okay, that's Hebrew, that's Yiddish. This is a fucking shame. If this was black people get fucking arrested, harassed, and I don't like to throw around the race shit. Look at this shit. This isn't a Denny's. This isn't a Burger King. This is the fucking Capitol. The Capitol building of the United States. Nobody has a knee on their neck. Nobody's getting batoned. Nobody's in the back of a fucking police car with no water. The fuck is going on here?
Yeah, he brings up a good point, man. And these are probably the same people that complained about the protests over the summer about property being damaged, about the disrespect to the country, but then they disrespected the Capitol itself.
Unbelievable.
Well,
The hypocrisy.
I have to say, I don't think a group of black folks would have ever tried that. They'd have been too afraid.
Nah, exactly.
No. It happened before. Wait a minute. It happened. Ronald Reagan. The Black Panther stormed the California State Capitol building with guns.
They stuck.
Wait a minute. Ronald Reagan said you can't take
Correct.
that.
California.
Yes, in the 60s, they stormed Santa Monica. No, Sacramento.
The California State Capitol building.
But
Yes.
you know what? Juan, you know what it was back then. Back then, it was
They made a wrong turn. They were going to a courthouse and they made the wrong turn. They ended up in the senator's meeting chamber, and they ended up going to jail for that.
But here's the thing. They were actually, I think, at that time, the police officers and the guards were shocked because they were used to black folks, just like like what Dave said, being scared.
Docile.
The fact that they saw them with shotguns, they didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I watched the documentary called "All Power to the People" about the Black Panthers, and Bobby Seale said, when the police were harassing a brother, he said all of them started jacking their shotgun, and the cop didn't know what to do. He just looked shook. He said, "Can you let this?" And they just let the guy go because they said it was their Second Amendment right to have guns. So I think in that situation, it was a shock. You know what I'm saying? That's why they were able to. But then again, it wasn't that much of them. But in this situation, this is like a mob. You know what I'm saying? This is like a zombie apocalypse.
They said it was 250,000 people out there. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like a zombie apocalypse, man.
Eddie.
That officer in the Capitol building looked like he was running from a horde of zombies.
Yeah.
Life.
Yeah, he was running for his life, man.
Hey.
And did you notice nobody came for backup?
He was calling. You see them kept radioing for somebody to come and help him, but no one came.
He was just by himself with a baton.
Right. In the radio.
I don't even think that was his. It was something he picked up on the floor.
The British is coming. The British is coming.
Yeah. For some Paul Revere shit.
That was the last time the Capitol was stormed.
The British is coming. The British is coming.
1814, they burnt it down.
And it was a brother too on the end. You know what I'm saying? It had to be a brother, right? It's like a horror movie, right? In theory, right? He would have been the first brother gone. You know what I mean? History had his written book, the first brother that got stormed in the ain't that Remy from Higher Learning?
Yeah, it is Remy from Higher Learning.
In many more ways than one.
By the way, good movie, by the way.
Oh man.
Perhaps Rappaport is still amending his sins from that movie.
I think he is.
So I gotta ask you guys. I'm not really a history buff. Is this the first time in history where one party is running the government?
No.
Okay, so
Bill Clinton had it.
I think Barack pushed healthcare through.
But it's usually really short though. It's usually for like 2 years. Right? I mean, it doesn't last long.
No, it doesn't. He is max.
So basically, it'll be the same thing. They got 2 years to run it.
That's it.
And remember, the Republicans had to dominate. Republicans dominated at one point too.
Hold on,
I just want my $2,000 stimulus, man. That's all I want.
All this is pre-state Stacey Abrams. Anything can happen now.
Yo, yeah, that's crazy. Right in the middle, all those red states. It's almost like Israel in the middle of all that Islamic land. You know what I'm saying? It's like red state, the blue state in the middle of all those red states. Sorry for the reference, but some people ain't gonna like that shit.
No, not Palestinians. They understand.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And for those that's wondering, what does this have to do with hip hop? I'll be honest with you. Hip hop rebellious music is probably spurred this rebellious act on as well. They probably listen to hip hop.
They probably listen to a lot of Rage Against the Machine. That's a hip hop group. Believe it or not.
Fight the power. They were fighting the power.
Hey, listen, yeah. I mean, listen, hip hop, as you say, I can, yeah, you know, in one word, I think that's a good word. Hip hop is the voice. I mean, it's the voice of, you know what I'm saying? It's the minority voice.
Unfortunately, we're fueling the wrong fight. You see, Black Lives Matter, we fuel that fight for justice, equality, and all the rest of that. Those individuals fighting for white supremacy, and something we don't want to condone. No, not at all.
I disagree. I don't think Bill Clinton is the first black president.
Shout out to Shirley Brown. Welcome to HipHopCitizen.
Say again?
No, Angela said, do we agree? Do we think that Bill Clinton is the first black president?
Okay. The one thing that Bill Clinton came in the office with that seemed a little ghetto was he had that Whitewater incident hanging over his head and a little corruption in his back pocket. So that made him seem a little ghetto. And that's the new word for Negro is ghetto. So if you go ghetto, they calling you a Negro. All right. So Bill Clinton had a little ghetto in him. I agree with that.
Yeah, man. I heard his favorite hip hop song was Akinelli, Put It in Your Mouth.
Yeah, he had some ghetto in him.
Hey, listen, that was all of our favorite songs, I think.
Nah, that was a harsh joke.
That's a classic. Hip hop heads know what's up. Shout out to San Antonio rocking with us, man. We like Texas, man. Shout out to my Texas, man.
Well, Clinton always had that black guy with him. Who's that black guy?
Vernon Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? DC, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I lived in the city, man. That's Vernon Jordan. Vernon Jordan is like a legal, one of DC's K Street lawyers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when we went to Howard at the time, man. That was the first time I ever saw Marion Barry, man, in person. I was like, man, that has to be the coolest mayor in the history of time, man. What's that?
Even cooler than Dinkins?
Oh, Marion Barry by far. Let me tell you why. If you could get caught with a prostitute in a hotel smoking crack and get reelected, coolest mayor of all time.
Yeah, but
that would have ended their career.
There have been black mayors after Barry.
Yeah,
of course. But to get reelected after a scandal like that, impressive.
Yeah. I met the mayor several times, man. Shout out to Marion Barry. Rest in peace. I also knew his son Chris Berry as well. Shout out, rest in peace to Chris Berry as well.
My point is, it's easier to be black and elected mayor in Baltimore or Maryland than it is to be elected black mayor in New York City. That's what makes things cooler.
Well, Marion Barry had a history in the civil rights movement. Marion Barry went back into the 60s with community activism, so he never lost credibility for that.
And let me just Juan, was David Dinkins ever the mayor of DC as well?
No, I thought it was in just New York, right?
It's New York. Okay. I thought he was mayor of DC also.
He would have been a carpetbagger if he went to DC.
Yeah, but you know that David Dinkins, I remember that when him being elected mayor, man. It was a big thing in New York City when I was in junior high school, man. That was a huge thing, man. But then, you know, Giuliani comes along, you know.
Giuliani cleaned up.
How much they wanted to tarnish Dinkins' victory and his standings in New York. They gave David Patterson the job as governor, and they buffooned him the entire time, and it sort of tarnished the black politician in New York. In my opinion.
But it's funny how Elliot Spitzer then tarnished the white politician.
No,
taking government money to spend it on
prostitutes.
High level escorts.
Yes.
And then also you had let's not forget McGreevy, who was a governor in New Jersey.
Well, he was only gay. He was only gay now.
Correct, but him and his wife were both. I'm not going to get into that, but you want to say David Patterson tarnished it for black politicians. That
you can't say McCreevy tarnished it for white politicians or gay politicians because he came out. That's
what I'm trying to say is not all politicians are perfect, black or white. You know what I'm saying?
No,
but I think what Elliot Spitzer did was a disgrace.
Okay, I agree.
Only
because he used state money. If he used his own money, then that was his business.
No, he used state. That's the thing. He used state money for that.
Yes.
What, Elliot Spitzer?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I thought the violation was that he was using the banking system. He was tipping the system the $4,000 spending limit per day.
The per diem. What he was doing was actually taking trips to DC to see this young lady and business trips, and that's where his malfeasance was occurred.
Shout out to the Mayflower Hotel. I worked there a couple of times.
Yeah, man. So, the hip hop topics y'all got, man. Because I mean,
this is hip hop.
I got a good one for you, Dialect, man. Over the break, I was reading a lot about Vlad and snitching.
Vlad and snitching.
And snitching. I don't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, let me break it down to you. Pharrell said it best, man. He says that the acronym for snitching stands for "Sorry, Ninja, I'm trying to come home." And I think he said it best because at the end of the day, what's snitching? What's the ideal of snitching? So the idea that Vlad is a snitching or talking on social media make you a snitch, I don't think that makes you the ops.
No, you see, I don't know. People, it's like you could blame Vlad, and you could also blame the person that's sitting in front of the camera. You don't have to answer the questions he asks you. But see, Vlad knows the people that he's interviewing. He knows that criminal activity is glorified in the hip hop community.
How does that make him the ops, though? How does it make Vlad the ops?
But like I said, it's two people to blame, both him and the person in front of the camera. One, he shouldn't be asking the question, and two, they shouldn't answer it. But like I said, because they want to be, put on this pedestal as, I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z, he doesn't do that anymore. We all know Jay-Z's lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? He would never dare sit on Vlad's couch and incriminate himself. But I think he's referring to like Casanova 2X, who's locked up because they used the clip from one of Vlad's videos, right?
Who is this?
Casanova of 2X.
Oh, you saying that wait a minute. Hold on. You mean to tell me the feds had an elaborate surveillance on his whole crew and they needed a Vlad interview to get the indictment on him? That sounds a little fishy to me. Vlad, if anything, is just a cherry on top of the manure cases that these government agents are putting together. Okay, they're putting these guys away for years for conversations. You understand? They're hitting them with organized crime charges, and these people are far from organized. Okay,
yeah, they're talking about it. They go on IG and blog about it.
So they are taking advantage. The government is taking advantage of these not so savvy criminals, and Vlad is just a mere tool that's being used, just like if they wanted to take something from the Breakfast Club, because I believe that Tekashi 6ix9ine, he buried himself from that interview, but no one says that.
That's right.
Yeah, shout out to Eddie, man. He's right. People want to talk about their dirt to validate their realness, and that's true.
Yeah, that's
that's what I meant. Vlad knows that, so he knows if you ask them a question, they're gonna quote unquote keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But a real G would be like this. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't jump so and so like this. I don't know what you're talking about, man. But my new album coming out, hot. You know what I'm saying?
Well, actually, anybody that's reputable would have pre-interview, so they would know the questions that's going to come.
Right.
Yeah, it's like real criminals in New York, man. Like you pull over a drug dealer, And back in the 80s, he has a whole bunch of gold chains on and a beeper. Was like, hey, where's the cash? Where's the cash? And he looking at the cop like, yo, I ain't got no money. What you talking about, man? I'm poor. But you know, he got all the chains on. You know what I'm saying? You don't snitch. You don't snitch in yourself, man. Who bought you those chains, yo? My grandmother. Even when you watch the Goodfellas, I don't know if you remember, there was a scene where a dude bought a pink Cadillac after they did the whole the heist in the airport. And Robert De Niro comes to the guy like, what the fuck are you doing? You got a fucking pink Cadillac outside. And he goes like, it's in my mother's name. It's in my mother's name. You know what I'm saying? They don't snitch. But these rappers go up there, they tell the whole story. Did you shoot the guy?
Yeah, they plotting, they telling everything. They bragging about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Again, it's the government taking advantage of these guys.
I hate this. I never thought I would quote Lil Wayne line. Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Moving silence like lasagna.
Well, you're told from Miranda, you have the right to remain silent.
Correct. Which is what you do.
Shout out to Christy Graham. Welcome back, Christy. Never see you in a while. Happy New Year.
You want to talk about mafia films? The best mafia film happened last year. No, late 2019.
The Irishman?
Yes. And what was the key component of The Irishman? Whenever they were asked a question by the government, what was their answer? I played the film. Yeah.
That was a great movie, though, man. I remember Joe Pesci, man. Joe Pesci, he's a great actor. I don't know if you remember the scene where, I don't know the character's name, but where Robert De Niro's young daughter always gave him a dirty look. And then Joe Pesci goes like this. Yo, why is she looking at me like that? I don't think she likes me. I don't think she likes me. But I was like, yo, this is great acting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You felt that energy, man. I just thought that was cool. But great movie nonetheless, man. Shout out to Martin Scorsese, man. Always does the best mob movies, man. You can sit there for 3 hours and enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah.
And it was 3 hours long, too.
Yeah. It got me for 3 hours. We always went for that.
And it's like the perfect blend of action, drama, comedy.
Speak for yourself, Lily.
It's perfect. They had CGI in this last one just to make the characters look younger, but no over the top graphics. You know, a lot of people say, oh, they like Scarface. Give me Goodfellas anytime.
Yeah. You know, Scarface Godfather. I go with Godfather, man. Come on. Don Corleone, the real monster.
I like Goodfellas, man.
I can't believe you guys are discussing the best mob film.
Man, God,
what's wrong with that?
Casino is great. No. I was saying, I'm just, you know.
No, I mean, it don't. They all have Robert De Niro in it.
Yo, I mean, I gotta say, John Travolta, hold this L for that movie he did about John Gotti. Trash.
Yes, it was
complete trash.
Ham boom, tried to ham boom.
Complete trash. I was like, if anybody's gonna do a movie about John Gotti, it has to be Martin Scorsese. Nobody else.
No, wait a minute. The HBO John Gotti movie.
HBO one was pretty good.
With Amon Asante.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. When a dude accidentally killed John Gotti's son.
Yes.
I kind of had respect for him after that because he said, you know what, it was an accident. I'm like, damn.
Wait a minute.
Man killed people for less.
Lila
gave this guy a pass. But Sammy the Bull said, nah, I'm going to take care of that.
And you see, that's what made Gotti a target right there, was the fact that guy disappeared. And everybody knew that he had a beef with John Gotti.
Who's that? The guy who had his son?
Yes.
But yeah, but like I said, John Gotti, he didn't want it. He didn't want the guy killed.
No.
I'm sorry. Hey, Lila, I don't believe you, Lila. Send us a picture, Lila. Send us a picture. We got to see this.
What's that?
Lila says she dressed like Sharon Stone in Casino for Halloween. We don't believe you. We need to see the picture. Show us proof.
Yo, Casino was good, man. But Goodfellas, man. I mean, both of them are true stories, man. But like, Netflix had this whole series about the mob, like a 5-part series, where they actually talked about some of the real life stories. And I said to myself, yo, the real story is just as crazy as the movie.
Absolutely.
I was like, Paulie Castellano. I mean, just in the middle of Manhattan like that, gets taken out. No, I was just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, Now they didn't even wait till he got back to Staten Island. You know what I'm saying? They just said, "I'm gonna get him right here."
The character from The Sopranos, Tony Soprano, is supposed to be a real mafia personality. Roy DeMeo, I think his name is, the guy from the movie Iceman. You see that?
Okay, yeah, I heard about him. He was he ran the crew of hitmen of murderers.
Well, he was the murderer. He didn't need a crew. He did him himself. And why I call him the Iceman is so he can disguise the timing of death to alter the police's investigation. He would freeze his victims, and then like months later, years later, he would thaw them out and put them somewhere where they could be found. And the police couldn't identify when the person actually died because they were well kept in the freezer. And that's why I call him the Iceman.
Yo, Eddie, they would never stop sampling Goodfellas, man. I mean, did Joe Pesci win an Oscar for that? He should have.
Probably.
I mean, what he did to Billy Batts, man. When he looked at Billy Batts, like, yo, you just busted my balls. You busted my balls, man. And Billy Batts didn't give up, man. He said, go get your fucking shine box, kid. I was like,
yeah,
and the thing is, when you come from New York, man, that's how it is. You always got, we make fun of each other as friends, but there's always that one guy that can't take a joke.
Well, you got to understand, like I said, Billy Batch was a made guy. So he was actually, how do you say? He was overdoing it, picking on the little wise guy. You understand? Like Joe Pesci's character wasn't a made guy, so he was a real nobody. So that guy was actually just picking on the nobody, and that's why he got upset.
It's funny, he got upset, but he did the same thing to the kid Spider. When he would make fun of Spider, and Spider does the same thing to him. He goes, fuck you, Tommy. And Joe Pesci just looks at him. Everybody starts laughing. And he just looks at him. Bow. I was like, damn. Like, that's the same thing Billy Batts did. You know what I'm saying? Yo, great movie, man. Great movie. But going back to Vlad, though, man.
Coogee Rap was the introduction of the mob into hip hop, in my opinion.
Which song is that? Rose to the Riches?
The Mob Got Me on the Run.
Nah. You know what? I think it was Rose to the Riches. Because I remember the little boy coming up to Coogee Rap in the beginning of the video. He was like, Uncle G Rap, what do you want to? And G Rap said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he says, I want to be a rapper and a gangster. And he goes, you don't want to be a gangster, kid. I think that was a sample from a gangster movie.
Brooklyn's Tale, or Brooklyn's Tale, right?
No, that Bronx Tale
was after Coogee Rap or Rose to Riches.
Yes.
Yeah, but Coogee Rap, I think, was the first person to bring it to the game.
Now, of course, Junior Mafia accentuated the idea.
They glamorized it. Everybody tried to hype it up.
La Costa Nostra rules in hip hop.
And then Wu-Tang took it to the next level when they started changing their names to like Noodle, Lou Diamonds,
right?
Tony Starks, Wu Gambinos.
That's right.
And funny story. Steve Rifkin said that Raekwon wanted to call Only Built for Cuban Links Wu Gambinos. Steve Rifkin said, you can't do that. He said, you can't do that.
He didn't want to talk to the Gambino crime family.
He said, you can't do that. It's almost like Steve Rifkin was saying, listen, I know these guys. You don't want to do that.
Yeah. Right.
But honestly, John Gotti made being a mafioso famous. I mean,
to rappers.
Right. You could go back to the times of Al Capone in Chicago and the fame that he garnered in the newspaper. You see, that's the whole thing with the mafioso guys. They don't want to end up in the paper. When they go into the paper, they know they've done wrong. You understand? And that's why a lot of the guys are no longer, as flamboyant and flashy as the times of Gotti and even Al Capone.
Yeah, and I remember there was a story about I don't know if you're familiar with this one with Paulie Castellano, when I think his daughter was dating a guy, and apparently he wanted to start his own chicken company. So the guy goes and calls him out Will Purdue from the Purdue commercials. And
Is a real guy?
What's that?
I thought that was an actor. The guy with the
No, Will Purdue was the real guy. Him
John-
and his son.
Do you mean the guy that looked like Koch was actually the owner of the Purdue chicken company? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the one that looks like Elmer Fudd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the boyfriend allegedly called him, Will Purdue, and he got killed. I mean, these guys are like cold-blooded, man. But
It's
yeah,
all
man.
respect.
So like, what do you think about like people like Vlad on those questions that he asked? Do you think do you blame him or do you blame the artist for answering the questions?
I blame their representatives, whoever takes the booking for the Vlad interview that doesn't get a pre-list of questions or ideas of theories of where Vlad would want to take the interview. Because when you're doing an interview as a celebrity, the first thing you want to make sure that occurs is that you come off looking great.
Yeah, caller, we right with you. You got a call. Let me bring him in.
Please.
Hey, what's going on, Milton? How you doing, man?
Hey man, I'm good, man. How y'all feeling tonight, man? Happy New Year's. You know
Same
it.
to you, man.
Thank you. Likewise. How can I help you,
Hey,
Mr. Milton?
I just wanted to tap in and say, man. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I just wanted to tap in and just tell you guys, man, shit, y'all doing a good thing. And I want y'all to look me up on YouTube if y'all get the chance. Mullah Move, go for me. I'm about to be on 94.7 Saturday from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. So I'm an upcoming artist from Youngstown, Ohio, so I'm just doing my thing, man. I'm 22 years old, wifey in the back. Say hey, baby. Yeah, so, I mean, if y'all like it, just give a like and subscribe. Other than that, keep doing your thing, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mr.
Go ahead, Dave.
I was just wondering, are you a disc jockey, a broadcaster?
Nah, like this like my first time just tapping in. Like I do my YouTube thing. I'm just a subscriber. That's I'm an artist.
What will
I'm a
you be
local artist from Youngstown, Ohio.
What will you be doing on the radio from 7 to 12?
Playing my song "Get It Straight," which is my new single on Loom, Spotify. I mean, and you gotta mess with me. You gotta mess with me, man. I'm hard. I'm smooth. I'm just like I'm very versatile.
I gotta ask
like y'all might like it. I'm very R&B-ish. I love R&B music. I love that slow jam. I love the smooth. Always got to keep it smooth.
Hey, Milton, I gotta ask you, brother, coming out of Youngstown, man, are you a fan of LeBron James?
Oh no, that's my player right there. He a dog. Whoever don't like him, man, a hater, man.
Yo, I'm a fellow Buckeye here from Columbus, man. Big shout out to you, man. Hey, listen, we gotta get your music here on HipHopCitizen, man. Love to have you back, Milton, man. Yo, big shout out, man. Make sure you share HipHopCitizen. We'll get your music out, man. We're gonna put you on the website.
Hold on. Milton, are you too big to speak for us?
Oh, nah. I've been trying. Niggas be lying. Why they lie? These youngsters dying. They mamas cry. If he try to fire me, then I'm fine. Ain't know the jungle airlines. How the hell did I survive? Yeah, it's God rolling, I'ma ride. He knows tucked in his ride.
Yeah.
Cause I'm my slide. You feel me? Hey, if y'all want more music, just tap in.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? You need to be, Dialect loves that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Dialect, I know Dialect go there trying to write down your number and everything. Yo, we gotta make sure you get you back on here, Milton, man. Love to hear more for you, man. Shout out to your beautiful wife, man. Shout out to Youngstown, Ohio, man. Fellow Buckeye in the house, man. Big shout out.
Yo, Milton, send me an email with your stuff, man. At dialect718@gmail.com.
Okay, my booking email, y'all could just send me at SAN the movement, like SAN the movement booking @gmail.com. And if y'all want all my information and stuff, just send me at that email and I got y'all, man. I appreciate everything that y'all do. Keep it up, man. Happy New Year's again.
Hey, Mr. Milton, go Browns.
Oh yeah, go Browns. Them my dogs. Go Browns. You know it.
All right,
All right,
man.
have a good one, y'all.
Hey, much love to Youngstown, Ohio, baby. Yeah. Hey, I see you, Eddie. I see you, John Hart, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta talking. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Eddie. Shout out to VA talking. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Lala. I appreciate that.
Yo, man. Big shout out to Ohio, though, man. I knew he had to be a LeBron fan come out of Youngstown, man. Shout out to, man, Ohio, man. You know, heartbeat of America, man. What's up?
I hate LeBron, so he's absolutely correct. I am a hater.
Hey, man. I know some people out there disagree with you, brother.
That was a first, man. Like, you know, we always get MCs and people coming up rhyming, but brother came on here harmonizing, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? That's the
what you said, John Hart? Randy Watson? I don't do that, man.
Oh.
You know what it was, man? You got to understand, when you're singing on the cell phone, it sounds different from when you actually be in the studio.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I could tell homeboy gets busy, man. I could tell homeboy gets busy.
He got a woman.
Listen, man, he said, man, he came on there and said he's hard and smooth. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Yo, we gotta get him back on the show. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man.
You're 100% correct.
We're dialect. Hey, come back, dialect, man. Come back, brother. We love you, man.
I got hot up in here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, I definitely got his information, man. He said, I believe it was SAN, the movement at gmail.com.
Yo, we're gonna check him out, man. We gotta
have him come back in here for a full interview, man.
Yeah, we can get him back in the interview, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
check out the Pro Crow show and everything, man.
I like when people call in, man. You know, like to promote themselves. You know what I'm saying? Show us some love, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, man. So I just put the link in the comment section, man. If anybody wants to call in, man, it's like 2021, man. Let us know what your New Year's resolutions are, man. What are y'all plans? What y'all think we're gonna see in hip hop, man? Any new changes?
Yeah.
Any new trends?
Is anybody out there received the vaccine? I'd like to know how they feel.
Listen. You know, my mom Duke's got a kit, man. You know what I'm saying? They starting to send out kits. They starting with face mask about a year and a half later, if you're still alive, and then they're gonna tell you, they're gonna say, yo, come to a parking lot. Meet me in the parking lot.
I know it's gonna be a big thing. I heard next month, man, Bobby Schmurda supposed to be coming home.
Yes.
That was quick.
Well,
it's been a while, man. The time has just been going by quickly.
Yo, what, it's been 10 years?
It's been a minute, man.
I believe it's 8. I believe it was 8.
Man. But yo, I mean, Bobby Schmurda, that's one of the new school artists, man. But I posted something on the Facebook page of a Wu member. He's putting out a new album called Black Tarzan. And his album cover, man, is, you know, people been talking about it. So I just want to like put it up on the screen to see what you guys think about it. This is Capadonna's artwork for his album Black Tarzan.
Yo,
you know,
the internet's going wild over this one, bro. Yo, somebody said it looked like a PowerPoint album cover.
And you know what's funny? The tracks on this joint is going to be fire because Capadonna doesn't put out no whack albums.
Oh, stop.
Let me tell you something. If this was on a Caucasian-owned record label, if they were on, say, Def Jam or Warner, Al Sharpton will be protesting out in front of that company right about now. You understand what I'm saying? And my point is, if you don't want them to depict us in certain manners and certain images, we shouldn't do it to ourselves. So I'm not saying this is a bad imagery. I'm just saying if Capadonna is later called a monkey by some white supremacist, he has no one to blame but himself.
Yo, she said something blended in. She said a toddler can do that. And the internet's been saying the same thing all day. Hey, scroll over. Look at the bird, though. Look at the bird superimposed or underimposed.
But it's like, you know, he got the lion trying to match the lion with his face.
Oh, yo. The lion looks better. The internet's been having a field day with this, man. Yo,
like I said, what's sad is that you know the songs on this is going to be dope.
Hey, man, I hope so.
I think Wu-Tang, man, for their brand, they should have said, yo, man, don't put that out, man. You need a G. so he could get a graphic designer for you.
But look though,
You know?
the Cap's been responding, man. He's been responding to people. He sees your comments. He's one of those guys that actually reads the comments, man. And this is what he's been saying for the most part. He says that he does what he likes to do. He doesn't answer to no one else. He puts it out and he just goes with it. And like you say, Dialect, maybe the music will speak for itself.
But listen, geographically, it's wrong though, because when you think of Tarzan, you think of the jungle. When you think of animals in the jungle, okay, lion, yes. But I don't know about any bears, any elks, or bald eagles. You know what I'm saying?
They have cheetahs, and he look like a chimpanzee.
And then this is no disrespect to the legend, but the pose is questionable too.
Yo, Eddie says none of the animals live in the jungle. Hey, look. This is my point. No offense. I know I got New York guys on the line. I know Dialect and Dave Simon got New York dudes, but this is what happened to New York dudes, man. This is their impression.
No, it look like if he's right there, he's about to say, "Hey, yo, I'm about to drop some shit." Somebody think it's me. He means literally.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's like a New York's fantasy with animals. A New York's lover of animals. His fashion is right, but he got the wild animals around him, and he's clean.
Yeah, it's like he was that dude from Harlem that had like lions and bears in his crib. I know Dave remembers that.
And he clean. Ain't nobody shitted on him yet.
I think this is a perfect time for us to play Architect's song again.
Yeah, man. But yo, no disrespect to Capadonna, man. I gotta say, I'm a fan. I have every album. I listen to every album. One of my favorite joints is Supermodel. I listen to that joint religiously. I like his joint 97 Mentality. Huge fan of Capadonna. But I'm just saying, when it comes to your brand, not even the Wu brand, but your personal brand, you know what I'm saying? You got to put out stuff like this. I remember going back to Howard freshman year.
John Hart was funny, yo. Yeah, I agree, John Hart.
I remember I handed in a paper for one of my professors at Howard, man. You know, in my typical New York style, you know what I'm saying? I was like one of them dudes from Brooklyn. I know it was no Word, you know, Microsoft Word like that back then. And he looks at me and said, "Yo, I'm a college professor. You want to disrespect me and give me something like this?" You know what I'm saying? And that shit hurt my heart, man. But I think, yo, like Capadonna is a grown man. You know what I'm saying? I was like 18 at the time. I think, you know, if you're an MC, man, you can't put out stuff like this. No disrespect, man. As an artist, especially in this day and age, with all the graphic help that you can get for a cheap price.
But Dialect, I noticed I don't see the Wu emblem on here though. I mean, it
doesn't matter, man. I mean, he's automatically he's not even a Wu affiliate. He's Wu-Tang. He's a member of the core group.
Okay.
No, what he's saying is it's independent. So therefore, you got to cut costs somewhere.
No shit. With that album cover, you're definitely independent and you did it yourself.
This is not even PowerPoint. This is not Adobe Acrobat. This is like Microsoft Paint.
You guys missing a very key component in this, and that is the fact that
it's a random reindeer in the joint. But what about the eagle, man?
When they were using an album cover, they were selling albums. They were actually distributing. People were getting artwork.
He got a taxidermy. He got a taxidermy head on his head.
But yo, look at this, man. This is not even like. Oh my bad.
He got a taxidermy.
It don't even look like the lion is being ferocious, man. It look like he's just yawning.
It's a taxidermy, dog. Somebody hanging on somebody's wall and shit. He said, "Yo, let me get that photo."
I feel bad for clowning him like this, man. But you gotta know better, man. No, I'm saying I feel bad for clowning him because you gotta know better in this day and age, man. I mean, you can't put out stuff like this, man.
Yeah.
And this wasn't even a joke.
Laugh when John Hart said they need to ban him from Twitter because that's what they're doing now. That's the new canceling, is banning you from Twitter.
He said he had a random reindeer.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna take a small break. We're gonna jump into Architect 7 video, which is also the intro, a new intro for HipHopCitizen.
Everybody need a soundtrack.
Here we go.
Architect 7, baby. HipHopCitizen, let's go. I cook it up. Through the beat, set fire to loose leaf, pursue peach, two speak, cock the hammer to two piece, put you to sleep. Man, y'all cats better wake up. Informants overrunning this game, rocking that makeup, it's horrifying that. We glorifying rats, they taking aim at the culture. I hit the floor and fire back, I won't aim twice, my aim nice. I grew up in the system that this the man and they tricking with game dice. Snake eyes, take lies in plain sight. They bad with a bad man, them bastards ain't right. Snuffing our youth before they produce and take flight. Ain't nothing left to do except fight. Unify, collaborate, we worth more than an average rate. We waiting for justice for getting raped by the magistrate. Profit from prison, they trying to stop us from living. You watch CNN and Fox, you can't rock with the vision. That's a plot for division, landmine for mankind. Style cops, style out, see controlling your damn mind. And CNN ain't believing, yo, fuck it, my man fine. Then stand blind. But yo, I'ma keep it moving. There's too much room for improvement, supporting the movement. I breathe life while y'all abuse it. This is 99% for the culture, 1 for the music. Y'all talk a good grip, but don't do shit. Yeah, A7, HipHopCitizen. Check us out for the culture.
Yeah, that was Architect 7.
A7, man. Yo, what's up with A7, man? Where you at, dog? You know what I'm saying?
Did you guys hear me?
What's that?
Did you hear me?
No, we hear you now. What's up?
Oh, I want to close with that because it's an excellent song. And I'm wondering if that Mr. D's main D's nuts.
Nah. I think Don Juan would know the story. He's from that neck of the woods.
Kind of. I don't remember Mr. D's though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember it. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell if it used to be an ice cream joint, but I don't know. I don't remember Mr. D's.
Yeah, man. But I know we just closed out 2020, and at the end of the year, like, you know, for the past couple of years, hip hop fans have been looking for a skills, you know, end of the year wrap up. But, you know, over the past, I guess, 5 years, we also had competition with my man Uncle Murder from out of Brooklyn. And I gotta say, this year, man, I while I like skills, I have to say Uncle Murder did his thing this last December, man, with his joint, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dialect, I think I'm going to ride your coattails on this one, man. You know, so we don't always agree all the time, but this is one I'm going to give it to you. But he had a lot of help, man. He had a lot of help from freaking Beverly and Mays. I mean, that was a classic.
Don't disrespect the bars, man. My man had some bars, man. He had some witty one-liners. I felt like no disrespect the skills, but I kind of felt his was more like was a basic rhyme scheme. You know what I'm saying? More A-B kind of rhyme scheme.
Yeah, and they both work.
It was predictable, but you know, Uncle Murder has some joints, man. He was like, yo, he said you could have took Lamar when he's referring to Kobe. He said you could have took Lamar Odom or Delonte West. Right. He was like, I'm just kidding, but we probably miss them dudes less. I was like, damn.
Yeah, those are cold lines there. Yeah, no doubt.
Going in, man.
Trying to get his life back in order. Shout out to
yeah. No, it's not a knock, but I'm saying it's like his delivery, man. It's just I don't know how Uncle Murder pulls it off, man. He just rhymes like a New York dude on the corner, you know, getting high, drinking a 40, just kicking it with you on the park bench, man. And it's like it just manages to come out as a good song. Listen.
Yo, this is a good look for Uncle Murder. It was less on the ad libs, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, previous years, I thought he went too heavy on the ad libs, but this is a good look for Uncle Murder, man. I think he did no doubt. I give it to Uncle Murder on this one.
Yeah, no disrespect to skills, but you know, listen, man, you know,
it was more entertaining.
You know how Brooklyn do, man. Brooklyn would take your stuff and take it over, man.
That's New Brooklyn.
Honestly, you gotta say that Skills is the originator, so Uncle Murder is always going to be number 2.
There you go. That's respect. And that's coming out of Brooklyn, man. Shout out to Brooklyn on that one.
This year, I think Uncle Murder did his thing. Normally, you know, I think Skills, what did it for me was the flow of the song I didn't like.
but you know, dialect. I mean, you can't really measure an apple against an orange. I mean, they both have their different targets, right? I mean, clearly, Skills was not going after the "ooh, I got you." He was going after a simple humor, a tongue-in-cheek humor. Whereas Uncle Murder was really going to kill it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Uncle Murder came for blood, man.
They both were good joints, very entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I think Skills hit the poignant message of how long. In fact, Skills' version was just as long as the amount of time as the police officer had their neck on George. And I
had the knee on George. Yeah, George.
Yeah. So there was a little bit symbolic, kind of poignant humor in Skills' version. But Uncle Murder definitely killed it. I agree, though. Hands down, I give it Uncle Murder.
Yeah, Uncle Murder did his thing, man. But last month, man, was a sad month for hip hop, man, because we had the passing of two legends. First one was let me let you get that thing out the way. Was Ecstasy, R.I.P. Ecstasy, from the legendary hip hop group Houdini. I know, Don Juan, you told a story that this is the first rap concert that you went to, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. Houdini was there. Fat Boys was there. Yeah, Curtis Blow. Back in the 80s, man. You know what I'm saying? I went to go see them as a 10-year-old or 9-year-old. You know what I'm saying? My mom, back then, they actually dropped me off in the middle of the street and let me go to a concert.
Yeah, man. I mean, Houdini, man, that was like the music of my childhood, man. I mean, just think about Freaks Come Out at Night. Yeah. You got a big mouth.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Big mouth. Boom, boom, boom.
You know what the best one was, man? One Love, man.
Yeah,
One Love. One Love.
5 minutes of funk. It's the video music box theme.
Yo, inspired.
Yeah, I mean, all their joints, man.
Yeah, in their legacy, man. I mean, they inspired, like we talked about this on our shows before their death. They inspired many of the legends today. Nas, One Love. That was a version off of Houdini's One Love.
I just remember, man, back then the lyrics were so smooth back then, man.
Yes.
I mean, and that video was like a movie for One Love, man.
You're lucky just to have.
Just One Love.
Yeah, that joint was dope, man. Classic, man. Shout out to Houdini, man. Yeah, like I said, I can play their music right now and turn my music up and let it bang. That joint just still rocks, man. I can pull up in the gas station and they think I got a Jerry curl.
Yeah, because you know when I was a kid, it was Houdini was one of my favorite groups, and the other group was UTFO.
Yeah, I still got the records, man. You know what I'm saying? My dad was a 70s DJ, man. Shout out to Pops, man. We got some classic records, man, up in a secret location.
I was in school one time, and my teacher, we were so bad. This was when I went to school in Crown Heights, and he was like, "Yo, we got somebody special coming into the class." We're like, "Who you got, man? Some librarian or somebody like that?" And the educated rapper walked through the door. I mean, kid from Brooklyn, man. I was like seeing Jesus, man. You know what I'm saying? To see a rapper walking, he came in here with a box of tapes, man. I mean, so like when I heard that he passed, man, it just put tears in my eyes, man. Cause you know you would come home after school and watch Video Music Box, and One Love will always play every day.
Yeah,
man. Just
the one.
Yeah, man. I mean.
Educated rappers,
what's that?
Did you get the educated rapper's autograph?
Yeah, he autographed my tape, but you know me being like the careless child that I was, I lost it. You know what I'm saying? Because you lost
autograph.
You know what it is, man. At the time, I think it was cool, but I think like a year later or 2 years later, like lyricism just kind of shot up. You know what I'm saying? So I started to listen to that tape a lot less when people like Rakim and Big Daddy Kane came out. So it's like, I don't even know what happened to that tape. My mom probably threw it away, man.
Oh, shout out Miss Grace.
And true story, like he came to the school, educated rapper. Then we had this big celebration in the audit. Not really a celebration. I mean, this is like a good story I'm going to tell you right now. Kids had broken into my junior high school, and they defecated all throughout the school. And they smeared the wall with feces, man. It was a bad situation. It was on the news. It was on the news, man. This was back like in '89. It was so bad. And I guess the only way they thought they could calm us down was they brought celebrities to the school. And the first people to come on the stage was all of the members of UTFO. I'm talking Dr. Ice, Kango Kid. And I was like, okay, that was good. I was like, I could die a happy man now. I got to see the entire UTFO. Then after that, Special Ed came out. So I was like, damn, it's even better. Then coming from the back of the room, man, all angelic, was Whitney Houston.
Angelic.
Whitney Houston came on the stage and sang The Greatest Love of All, man.
At your high school?
Junior high school.
See, that's dope.
I mean, the kids were still bad after that, you know, but it was a good gesture, though.
See, man, we had a Houston girl. We was like, who's that girl?
What's that?
We didn't have no professional singers. We had like a who girl. You know, who's that girl? You know, so she wasn't in Houston. It was who's that girl? We didn't know who she was. She was just somebody singing. Probably.
Yeah, but I mean, being from New York, man, that was like the first time I ever saw any rappers live. And then, you know, after that, I would just see a whole bunch of them after a while because it was just Bed-Stuy, like that had artists. And all of a sudden, artists started coming out of Flatbush. So it's like seeing a rapper just became like an everyday thing after that. Yeah, but speaking of New York rappers, man, you gotta say R.I.P. to MF Doom, man.
He's from New York?
Yeah, we calling him New York?
Yeah, New York. Not, I mean, Long Island. Still New York, though.
I thought he was British born. He wasn't British.
No, he's born in the Britain, but he, you know, grew up in New York.
Okay. But he died in Britain, right? He died.
Same thing, like, you know, nobody says Slick Rick is a UK rapper. You know what I'm saying? Slick Rick is from New York.
But he never gained the U.S. citizenship, is what I understand. He never surrendered his UK citizenship.
Slick Rick is a citizen of New York. I mean, America.
Well,
yeah.
Slick Rick was booted from the U.S. He was deported, right?
I mean, I still see him around New York.
Slick Rick is a citizen of America.
Yeah, he's still here. He's still here.
Okay.
He passed it.
I mean, he can work. I get it.
Let me give David Simon a little test, man. Do you remember the first time you were introduced to MF Doom?
Yes, because I was watching the Instagram history of MF Doom, and my first introduction was that video with Third Base.
Yes, the gas face.
The gas face. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, and he was Zev Love X at the time.
Yes.
And he did, you know, he's the last verse on that song. Did his thing on that joint. I mean, I mean, you know, MC Surge had a hot verse in that joint though, man. Black cat is bad luck. Bad guys wear black. Must have been a white guy who started all that. Classic line.
Yeah. Wow.
And then, you know, after that, you know, he went on to form a group, KMD, which consisted of himself, Zev Love X, Onyx, and his brother Sub Rock.
Well,
and they had
I just wanted to go back to that Gas Face song real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The line that Search said in that song about MC Hammer set off
about Hammer. Yeah.
That was a big drama about that. It got to the point where there were gang members negotiating Search's life with Russell Simmons.
Yeah, apparently he put out a hit on MC Surge, allegedly.
Allegedly. And I'll tell you how alleged it is. Russell Simmons had to produce that song, We All in the Same Gang, to keep them from hurting Search.
See, that's an interesting fact. It's a gem.
Shout out Questlove. I got that information from Questlove of the Roots.
Yeah, and I also heard there was a story where like Eric B was the dude everybody in New York called for like when they needed help. So they called Eric B and said, Eric B, can you find out if that's true about the hit? And Eric B just called Def Jam back and said, yeah, it's true. He hung up the phone.
There was money spent for Search to survive that trip out to LA.
Wow. Yeah, man. But going back to MF Doom, you know, he had a group KMD, and one of their biggest songs in the group was Peach Fuzz. Are you guys familiar with that one?
Nope.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Peach Fuzz. Oh, come on, man. Y'all know that joint. Then he had another joint called Who Me. You know, then that was their first album. And then they put out a second album. And what happened was Zev Love X, who was MF Doom, his younger brother was in the group, Sub Rock. And Sub Rock, you know, he got killed in an accident. I guess he tried to run across an expressway and got hit by a car and died. So Zev Love X, he went into hiding for a couple of years. Then he came out a few years later with this new persona with the mask on called MF Doom. And he started putting out like little independent albums, man. He became a force in the underground. like an international hip hop force. And you know, he never looked back since.
You think there's a marketing strategy in concealing your identity as MF Doom, as he has done apparently successfully with the mask? I mean,
I thought it was genius, man. Because you know, I was big into underground hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So I always liked stuff different. Because at the time, I felt like hip hop was too saturated. With like, it was at the time when Nas was doing that whole, everybody was doing the mafia thing. You know what I'm saying? They was doing like the flashy videos, which I liked. But it was always good to hear people like MF Doom and Company Flow. You know what I'm saying? It was always good to hear those underground artists. But I definitely think the mask helped. The mask did help. You know what I'm saying? Because it helped to make him an international person. If you liked comic books, you were a fan just based off the mask alone.
And to be clear, he said he wore the mask so that you didn't focus on the exterior things. You just focus on the lyrics.
Yeah, true. But like I said, I like when people rebrand themselves. Because I think had he had just come out as Zev Love X without the mask, might have not had a successful career.
My point is, Zev Love X could pull off a mask in MF Doom. Somebody that had serious success as Zev Love X, maybe. Like hypothetically, let's say Special Ed would have tried that. It would have never worked. They would have never accepted that. Because Special Ed was accepted as Special Ed and was a huge success as Special Ed. Zev Lover X was an underground guy. Nobody really knew him to accept him or reject him as MF Doom being Zev Lover X. That's my point.
You're right, yeah. And there's Zev Love X at that time, it was probably just limited to that one song, The Gas Face. Everybody knows The Gas Face. But them as like KMD, they probably weren't known outside of New York like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you watch like Rap City. And the video probably came on once in a while. But for him to come out as MF Doom, man, that helped to catapult his career, man. And, you know, but unfortunately, he put out a lot of albums, man. He put out some albums with some great producers, Danger Mouse. He put out a joint with Madlib, Mad Villain. That was a classic album. He put out a lot of instrumental tapes, the special herbs, I believe they were called. So, you know, he did his thing, man. And the sad part about it was that, you know, he was dead. He passed away for like 2 months. And I guess his wife just let everybody know on December 31st. He actually passed away on Halloween. And I think Static Select and David Simon also brought this up. They found it amazing that he passed away. The guy who made his living off of wearing a mask actually died on Halloween.
And I also added the fact that during the time, everyone was wearing a mask.
No, that is true.
Interesting.
I just found it crazy, and like I think I told you guys this yesterday, man. I was listening to his music just last month. I was listening to that Operation Doomsday.
Yeah, I mean he's credited with the phenomenal wordplay of rapping across bars. I mean, I've heard of Harvard professors rapping over that. Shout out to Pro Lyrical.
Yeah, what up, Pro Lyrical?
Harvard professor.
Yeah, man. I mean, that one kind of broke my heart, man. Because I mean, as you guys know, I'm probably the biggest underground fan out of the three of us.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, man, that was sad. And just to know that he passed away so long ago, you know, and they just now let us know at the end of the year, man. I just really broke my heart, man.
Yeah. I wonder what's it just seems. I'm intrigued, actually. You know, I think there's something behind that. You know, the fact that they were such a private family, if you will, seems like.
Yeah, I do know.
I was just going to say this was sent by courier, pigeon courier, so that's why it took so long.
Yeah, and also I know his son had passed away a couple of years ago. You know, so it's just sad for, I guess, his wife, man, have to suffer the loss of a son and the loss of her husband.
And his brother.
And his brother passed away, yeah. So, you know, yeah, R.I.P. MF Doom, man. You will be missed. But he left us a huge catalog of music, man. So if you guys ever want to just go back and listen to some of the tracks, man, just check it out, man. It's pretty dope.
Hey, Dialect, isn't it a good time to plug Pro Lyrical's program?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I think Don Juan will probably be best, man, since he's been the producer of the show.
Yes,
Don. 5 episodes
on the spot. I think Pro Lyrical and Cocaine, together known as Pro Lyrical, are the producers of the Pro Show. Of course, I also help from time to time whenever I can, whenever needed. Oftentimes it's less and less. But big shout out to the Pro Show. Again, going back to our original programming, the David Simonism show. Congratulations to you too, Dave. The Sunday Night Live show's been great. Am I missing some shows? Friday Night Live, of course, is our own show, and the Pro Quo show.
Brian Mix show.
Yeah, oh yes, the show. Yeah, the A7
It's a jazz. The A7's
jazz. Shout out to DJ Rags, by the way. Big shout out to DJ Rags, man. We miss you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to seeing you back, man. You know, a lot of great shows on HipHopCitizen. We call them original programs, and you know, just want to give a big shout out to the Pro Quo show because you know they've been a ratings they've been a big ratings hit for us when it comes to original programming, and you know what I'm saying. Their show's been doing really great numbers, and we're looking forward to doing great things with them. And I think you're going to see with their guests and our guests, we're going to start mixing it up and bringing some really good stuff to you guys.
Yeah, man, definitely, man.
Lala's is must be working for what's her name? I forgot her name. Our love. What's the lady name?
Lila. I think it's pronounced Lila.
No. Who do we have on the program? The young lady that joined us last year and then left us.
Oh, Mulatto.
No,
Mulatto
the Sunday show.
Diva.
Oh, Diva.
Diva, yes.
Yeah, we forgot her name.
You forgot her name that quick?
Hey, you know me. Lala's got an interesting point. She's talking about the calendar just like Diva was talking about. We got to put out a calendar.
Oh, we got that website. Lila, go to hiphopcitizen.com. We'll get that up for you.
We'll get that up for you, man.
Oh, this has been fun. I enjoyed it.
Oh,
yeah, I got another story this week, man. I guess we'll jump into this real quick. Dr. Dre, man, had suffered a brain aneurysm, man, earlier this week.
My apologies to Lila. Leela.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the story about Dr. Dre, man. He suffered a brain aneurysm this week, man.
Yes, God help Dr. Dre because he had the aneurysm. Then the gangsters was coming to rob him, and then his wife lawyers robbed him. And Dre had an awful week this week. He had a terrible week.
But you know he came out okay though, man. He was able to. I think he's back home recovering. You know he sent a message to all his fans. You know what I'm saying? We're hoping Dre gets a speedy recovery, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't want to go.
I was worried there. You know, I was worried for a minute.
Yeah, more ways than one, man. Aneurysm ain't nothing to play with.
Well, according to industry cats, Dre's actually working on an album, and it's a variety album with different artists. And I would hate for that not to see the light of day.
Yeah, speaking of Dre's artists, will Snoop Dogg and Eminem be on that album?
I believe so. I don't know if they'd be on it together, on a song together, but
yeah,
you took the bait.
I know you guys are familiar with the story, man. They actually have a beef going on.
Yeah.
See,
and it all started back in July, I think, when Snoop Dogg was on the Breakfast Club, and they asked him if Eminem was in his top 10. And he made comments like, Eminem would be. Snoop Dogg said Eminem would, he's not going to be in his top 10. He said, Eminem is not nice in an artist like, Cool G Rap, KRS-One,
Rakim.
And Rakim and G Rap. And I think he also made a comment, but this is the comment that upset Eminem, is when he said, far as music, I can live without. He said, I can live without that shit. Meaning he could live without Eminem's music. And I think that's what Eminem took offense to. So Eminem, he drops a song called Zeus, where he takes shots at Snoop Dogg. But I'll be honest with you, man. I think, a lot of rappers nowadays are a little too sensitive, man. 'Cause I think, no disrespect, but I think hip hop has evolved so much. You can't like everything in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be some things like, like I just don't listen to certain music. And some people don't listen to the music I listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like MF Doom, for instance. Somebody made a comment like, yo, R.I.P. Never heard his music, but R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? I don't take that as disrespect. I'm just saying that's probably not your cup of tea. And to be honest with you, a guy like Snoop Dogg has been out before there was even an Eminem. So, of course, his top 10 is going to be a little different, and his taste is going to be a little different.
Yeah, Snoop is the old funk.
Yeah, so I don't take that as a diss, man. I mean, and the thing is, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But for some reason, whenever it comes to Eminem and people not putting him in their top 10, Like people just take offense to that, and I don't understand why. You know, he's not going to be in everybody's top 10.
Yeah, but you don't know how much this is really about lyrical content and ability to be a rapper, and it's something personal. Snoop might not be digging Eminem because he might have gypped Dre on some money, or Dre and Eminem are not as tight as they used to be. You know, you just don't know.
Point for an album, you know what I'm saying? And let's be real. I mean, Eminem sells, man, no matter what. If you don't like Eminem's album, he's gonna sell 5 times platinum, even if you don't like it.
He's white.
He's loved.
But here's what I'm trying to say. You're allowed to have your own opinion. You know what I'm saying? You're allowed to like what you want to like. But I just feel like whenever, if anybody said, look, man, yo, I like ODB, but you know, he wasn't my favorite artist in the Wu-Tang Clan, you won't take offense to that. You know what I'm saying? But the minute somebody says, oh, Eminem is not in their top 10, you know, he's nice, but you know, I don't really listen to his music like that. People want to jump down that, you know, that person's throat. You know what I'm saying? Snoop is allowed to say that. Snoop has been around years before Eminem even had any fame. And I think Snoop also insinuated that if it wasn't for Dr. Dre, there'll probably be no Eminem, which also is another fact. You know?
That is true. Hey, no one can deny that, because Eminem was beating the pavement around for a decade before Drake decided to give him what was that? Hi, my name is. Dre made Eminem.
Yeah, like say for instance, somebody like me, I've been listening to hip hop since like '82. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say like my top 10 will probably have Melly Mel in there, probably have LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? Nas, Jay-Z,
Lil Nas X.
No, fuck you, man. Because I've been listening to rap way before Eminem came into the picture. You know what I'm saying? So of course my top 10 will be different from somebody else's. And if I say, yo, Eminem is not in my top 10, it's not an insult to Eminem. You know what I'm saying? It's just my personal taste.
It's an insult to Eminem if he considers you his friend. If he thinks that you and him are brothers and
Correct.
that we're in this together, and then the least you could do is say I'm number 10.
Nah, he doesn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg especially, man. He doesn't have to do that, man.
Hey.
Snoop Dogg has been rapping a long time. And I personally believe there's people way ahead of Eminem, man. Big Pun, Big L, tons of rappers ahead of him as far, in my book, in my opinion. That's ahead of Eminem as far as talent-wise, the music, for my personal taste.
I like what John Harper's saying here. Word per Daz and Royce, M didn't jump on his Snoop album or song when it was requested, and it's been sour since. And I can understand that. I never heard Eminem on a Snoop song.
That's a business move. I don't think Snoop put him on there because he felt like, you know, it meshed with his style. Snoop knows if you put Eminem on the song, it's going to bring him a different crowd and get him paid. You know what I'm saying?
You missed
Shout out to Royce the 5'9", man. Always jumping to defend his man. Shout out to Royce the 5'9", man.
Yeah.
What I was saying was the fact that
I thought Royce was a shooter. I thought Royce was Eminem's shooter. I thought that's how he got in the game.
Nah, and the thing is, everybody comes to jump down somebody's throat when they say, yo, man, you know, I'm not really feeling Eminem. What? You're racist. You're this. Like, yo, dude, it's just not my cup of tea, man. You know?
But you are an Eminem fan.
Like I said, I like his music. I like his style. But at the end of the day, the past couple of albums, I've listened to it once to give it a quick listen, and I haven't went back. You know what I'm saying? That's not a knock on him. No. It's just like some people melt from his style. You know what I'm saying? Like LL Cool J was hot in the 80s, mid 90s, but anything past like 2000, I haven't really listened to. It's not a knock on LL Cool J. The music just changed. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
And that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like
I give you that.
That's just how it is. You know, like somebody like Cool G Rap, I could listen to from the 80s till now. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. KRS-One, the same thing. But some other rappers, you know, like they, you know, you just don't feel them after a while anymore.
But if Snoop asks you to get on an album and we're brothers, you're supposed to get on that album. If you don't, then you're not in my top 10. You a bitch ass nigga. Excuse my French.
But Snoop requested, M said no. Snoop was sour. They were on Clubhouse talking about it. I mean, like I said,
Clubhouse.
I wish they invite me on Clubhouse. I heard they be selling some vagina on Clubhouse.
No knock to M, like I say, because every time you critical of this guy, people jump down your throat. Snoop Dogg has had way more hits than Eminem. Pop hits. Just keep it 100.
You're insane right now, bro.
What's that?
You saying Snoop has more hits than Eminem?
Absolutely.
You're crazy, bro.
Commercial hits, hip hop hits.
You're saying, wait, I think you're suffering from dyslexia.
No.
Eminem singles. Yes, bro. Eminem's first album had like 8 fucking number ones on it, bro.
I think Snoop has way more hits than Eminem.
Well, you need to check that out because if they did a versus, we'll be speaking Eminem.
If they did
has more albums for sure.
If they did a verse of some of them Eminem songs, you'd be like this. You'd be like this.
No,
but when Snoop dropped Gin and Juice, Snoop drop it like it's hot, beautiful. You be singing along with them joints.
I don't know. The $1 million crowd will be a lot louder than the $10 million crowd. So I mean, the 10 million crowd. So I just think that it's a smaller audience with Snoop. Eminem's audience, man, don't underestimate.
We're talking number ones here, right? Eminem has way more number ones.
He has more albums.
Name 5.
I can't name them shits.
Okay. He has more number ones though. He has more number ones, man.
My name is the real Slim Shady stand up. What's that?
I'm not saying pop. I'm saying hip hop.
Dream.
Hip hop joints.
What do you mean? Those are.
Yeah. How you gonna say what's not hip hop now?
Don't try to,
man. Like, okay, you guys are stands. I get it, man. I get it.
hip hop because his music is not all.
Listen, man. This guy's he's a god to hip hop to everybody else, man. I guess I missed the bus. You know what I'm saying? If Eminem wasn't around, there'd be no hip hop. That I misunderstood. It wouldn't be an international powerhouse if it wasn't for Eminem. I get it now.
My favorite Eminem song, of course, is Renegade.
I get it now. If it was no Eminem in the hip hop game, there would be no hip hop.
Well, there wouldn't be no 50 Cent, and 50 Cent is.
The both of y'all in there know more Snoop lyrics than you do Eminem lyrics.
Yes.
I do know more Snoop lyrics than I do Eminem. However, that doesn't, I represent a minority.
And that's the argument I always get into. Everybody, he's the greatest, he's this. Y'all don't know any lyrics to the guy. Y'all can't even sing along to none of his songs, but you jump to defend him every time somebody says something.
I know more of Dr. Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream speech than I do the Gettysburg Address, but the Gettysburg Address got me freed. Not Dr. Martin, I Have a Dream. Okay. That's the difference, my friend. That's what I'm saying.
That's a gem right there.
Like I said, man.
A good point. Good analogy.
Snoop is allowed to have his own opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I think he makes a valid point. Somebody of his age group who's been in hip hop for so long, who's heard hip hop since the 80s and the 90s and been amongst the greats. You know what I'm saying? I can understand why he said, yo, I could live without hearing an Eminem song. I can understand that and I can respect that. It's not a knock to his skill set. It's just saying, yo, it's not my cup of tea. Like I never had pork in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people eat pork. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't never had a pepperoni pizza, man. You missing out.
Okay.
Ham sandwich. Just bite a ham sandwich one time. You know what you think.
But, okay. I didn't know it was pork though, man. Shit. No, but that was before. That was before, like, you know, my whole when I changed my lifestyle, I never went back to pork. You know what I'm saying? But they got people who could defend it till the cows come home. Like I had a guy trying to tempt me to eat some pork, saying, "Yo, man, my mama made some smothered pork chocks." I'm like, "Yo, that might be good to you, man. I don't eat that stuff." You know?
That's some good eating, boy. That's some good.
Hey man, you gotta be poor though.
Like I said, at the end of the day, to each his own, and people just gotta stop taking things personally, man. That's all I think, man. And I think somebody like Snoop, who's a legend, is entitled to his own opinion. Benzino, you know what I'm saying? But Snoop is entitled to his own opinion.
Happy New Year, Sean.
Happy New Year, Sean. All I'm saying is dialect. Snoop needs to listen to some Eminem, just like you need a chitlin in your life.
Yeah, see, I agree with Eddie, man. 100%. M got pen skills, absolutely. but his music don't move me. That's just how I feel. And the same thing with Snoop.
Sure enough.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that Randy Woo cover tonight and said Snoop has more hits. And asked Randy what's it back.
Get him, John.
Yo, when did I defend the Capadonna album cover? I wasn't defending. I was defending the music that's probably gonna be on it, not the album cover. Now, what do you think? Read the whole thing. You know,
that's your only response to that litany of charges. That is your only response to that litany of charges.
Yo, John,
you defend that Raggedy Woo cover tonight and said Snoop has more hits than Eminem.
Crazy.
Can that Randy Watson back? Lord, come on, don't disrespect that guy, man.
That's
that man name. That man name was Milton Buckner. Milton Buckner, get it right.
Shout him out.
Right. Milton Buckner, man.
Hey,
called into our show, shouted us out. The man sang beautifully. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Milton Buckler.
Yo, shout out to you anytime.
Yo, listen, man, that's the hardest and smoothest R&B singing in the game, man.
I want to hear the song right now. I want to play it back right now. What he was freestyling.
Who's
I
that?
wish you could do that.
Yeah, I wish you could bring it back. Yeah, man.
Right now.
But I'm telling you, I peeped the skills. It was just, the phone don't give the best audio. The phone don't give the best audio. But put Homeboy in the studio. Sound like Music Soul Child, man.
Honestly, your rebuttal is not doing great.
What do you mean rebuttal's not doing great?
You're defending Randy Watson right now.
It's not Randy Watson, it's Milton.
Milton Buckner. You are defending Milton Buckner, and you don't have to. You don't have to. He did his thing. We enjoyed it. We appreciate it. That's all. John Hart was just having a little fun.
Okay, I understand he's being funny. Yeah, but just to close out on this topic, man, like I said, with the whole M thing, man, people got to understand, like, he may be a God MC to you, but there's people out there that just be like, you know what? Doesn't do it for me. You know, that's it. It's no crime in that. It's no crime in that. It's no crime. No, it's not. People act like it's a hip hop crime or you have no hip hop knowledge if you don't have this man in your top 10. You're allowed to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're entitled to your own opinion.
Like Jay-Z on Renegade.
Nah, Jay-Z killed that song, man. And Jay-Z said in that song, do you fans listen to music or do you just skim through it? Jay-Z got bars, man.
No, that's a weak line compared to what Eminem put down.
I'll say this to you. You probably know way more Jay-Z lyrics than you do Eminem lyrics.
Again.
Right or wrong?
Eminem is the Gettysburg Address. Jay-Z
right or wrong?
They said, I have a dream. That's
okay,
all.
Pay attention. So you're putting Eminem on the same level as documents that gave you freedom. Think about that.
That's right.
Think about that, though.
What I'm saying here is
you gotta overstand what you're saying, son.
Okay, I'm gonna overstand it right now.
What I'm overstand that. You know,
Eminem is not a part of the community. He's not from the community, but yet he had an impact and an effect. Just like Lincoln, he wasn't a slave, but yet he had an impact on the slavery institution in his country. Eminem had an impact on the slavery institution. I mean, the hip hop community in his country. Bottom line, and he destroyed Jay-Z on Renegade.
No, he did not. It was a collaboration. It wasn't a battle.
He has more hits than Snoop. So
it was a collaboration.
But it's the truth.
Yeah, shout out to John Hart, man. I like the Coming to America 2 favorite movie. Yeah, I agree with shout out to Eddie, man. I'm on point. People get mad. That's fuck for your opinion. I agree.
Right now,
I don't know any Jay-Z songs. Don't kick me out. Nah, it's okay if you don't know any Jay-Z songs, but you know Jay-Z. Yo, shout out to Jay-Z's dreads, man. Shout out to Jay-Z's dreads.
That's not dreads, bro.
Huh?
Those are not dreads.
Yo, I give him props for having the cojones to rock them shits, man. You know why? At the end of the day, every night he sleeps next to Beyonce. Shout out to Jay-Z.
And that's the truth.
And who does Eminem sleep next to? Thank y'all for tuning in. It's been a great show. Y'all been great.
I want to shout out ES. I want to shout out John Harp. I want to shout out Leela. Excuse me.
San Antonio, we check in. Yo, shout out to San Antonio, Texas. Atlanta, man. We love y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to J. Cruz. Shout out to Pro Lyrical. Shout out to my new fan from out of Ohio, Milton.
Yeah, Milton, Youngstown, Ohio, New Hampshire. Shout out to New Hampshire.
Yo, did you guys shout out Leela?
Yes.
Wow, yeah, that's San Antonio.
Shout out to Eddie. Shout out to Eddie.
Yo, shout out to Eddie from the DMV.
Shout out to Diva. I apologize, baby. I miss you.
Yeah, it's somebody giving you your props, man. They like your comparison, man.
Yeah, that was dope. That was pretty good.
Yo, the dopest David Simon comparison, or what you call it, analogy, was the one he did about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Y'all need to check that out on YouTube, where he compared Tekashi 6ix9ine's relationship with the local gang in his neighborhood to the scorpion and the frog. Genius. Like, that was like a lecture. You could teach that in school, man. You gotta perfect that. That was so on point. You said, who was Tekashi? The scorpion or the frog? And you said, what you said? You said something about the scorpion. Said the frog looked at him and said, but you stung me. He said, the scorpion said, but that's what I do. Legendary.
It wasn't funny until you
legendary. I didn't even look at it like that. I was like, yo, if you're giving a scorpion a ride on your back and he stings you, it's not the scorpion's fault. That's when people ask me, like, yo, dialect, man, how you able to rhyme so good? I always say, man, yo, do you ask a dolphin why it swims? Or an eagle why it flies? No, because that's what they were born to do.
I can imagine your album cover now. I can imagine your album cover now. You're talking about those dolphins swimming and those eagles flying. You're gonna have to
let me say that again. Let me say that again, man. People be like, yo, dialect, why you rap so good? I'll be like, yo, my young lad, you ask a dolphin why it swims, or an eagle why it flies. That's why you don't. That's what they were made to do.
Thank you, Mr. J. Frost. Thank you, everyone, for welcoming Friday Night Live back on this, what is it, January 8th, 2021.
It's Elvis' birthday.
Whose birthday?
No, I'm just joking. I just remember DC Cab. It's Elvis's birthday.
Oh, yes, that's right. Happy birthday, Elvis. And I guess we're going to be taken out by the Architects, all right? David Simonism. You can find me on Instagram at David Simon Show, on Facebook, David Simonism, and on what is that thing called? Twitter. Yes. David E. Simonism. Thank you.
Yeah, before I give I just want to play this clip real quick before I give my social.
We're anime, totally insane.
They pushed me out and paced me.
Those are the best.
You can find me at Dialect718, Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me on Facebook on HipHopCitizen.
Oh, shoot. Yo, and I'm Don Juan D-Mac. You can find me on IG and everywhere HipHopCitizen be. HipHopCitizen.com as well, baby.
All right. Shout out to Architect 7. Probably see him here next week. Let's close out with our theme music for the Friday Night Live. This is A7 with HipHopCitizen. Peace.
Architect 7, 7 baby. HipHopCitizen, let's go. I cook it up. Through the beat, set fire to loose leaf, pursue peach, two speak, cock the hammer to two-piece, put you to sleep. Man, y'all cats better wake up. Informants overrunning this game, rocking that makeup, it's horrifying that. We glorifying rats, they taking aim at the culture. I hit the floor and fire back, I won't aim twice, my aim nice. I grew up in the system that this the man and they tricking with game dice. Snake eyes, take lies in plain sight. They bad with it bad, man, them bastards ain't right. Snuffing our youth before they produce and take flight. Ain't nothing left to do except fight. Unify, collaborate. We worth more than the average rate. We waiting for justice for getting raped by the magistrate. Profit from prison, they trying to stop us from living. You watch CNN and Fox, you can't rock with division. That's a plot for division. Landmine for mankind. Style cops, style y'all see controlling your damn mind. And CNN ain't believing, yo, fuck it, my man fine. Then stand blind. But yo, I'ma keep it moving. There's too much room for improvement, supporting the movement. I breathe life while y'all abuse it. This is 99% for the culture, 1 for the music. Y'all